Hi, I'm Robert Pryor, Robert A. Pryor. I teach here at Cal State. I've been teaching here for about 14 years, I think, if you include my time as a grad student. And I'm the director for Stupid Fucking Bird. Hey, so this play, Stupid Effing Bird, is about a family of artists, right? So almost everyone is either very close to this family or they're members of this family. The actress Emma is the sort of, it's her house, and she's a successful Hollywood and also evidently television and theater actress. She's doing quite well, but she's hitting middle age. She has a young son who's about 22 years old. She had him when she was 18, and he is an aspiring playwright, and he has a lot of issues with his mom. They weren't around that often. The mother, Emma, the actress, has a boyfriend, Trigorin, who's a famous writer, and her son, Conrad, has a girlfriend who's an aspiring actress. So we get this writer-actress sort of quadrant, and then everyone else in the play is in love with the wrong person. So Mosh is in love with Conrad, who is not in love with her. Deb is in love with Mosh, who can't stand. I mean, like it's this sort of story of missed connections. Then across the action, different people's careers get established, relationships shift, tragic things happen, but it's sort of following this family of aspiring artists across 4 years in their lives. I'm a big Chekhov fan, and so I knew this show existed and I was kind of interested in it, but I was just really interested in Chekhov. I'm a particular fan of The Seagull. It's the first play I directed when I was 18 years old, the first play I directed as an adult. And that production was like a very kind of formative production because the ensemble and the people I was working with ended up becoming kind of people I continue to work with across the next several decades. So it's a play that I've really loved. I've seen The Seagull in different countries, in different versions. And so then when the opportunity to direct this adaptation of it came, I was interested. And I really like it. I mean, I think it's, for an adaptation, it's kind of an amazing work. It's like a pretty great play, created out of a very great play. And so I think it's an exciting piece to work on. I think it's particularly exciting for the students because it's all about artists and young people and people struggling. Most of the characters are relatively young. So it's, I think, a very timely play for our audience and for our students. Yeah, the piece is really a collage, right? Because what you're watching in Stupid Fucking Bird is you're watching the play that the character Conrad has been writing about his own family and his own experience as a young artist. So there's this meta element where the characters are aware of themselves as characters, they talk to the audience, and that's really interesting. It's also interesting because the play starts out and it's very funny, and it's kind of fierce in its comedy. And then there's a point where it really takes a tremendous and kind of dramatic, tragic turn. So I feel like the play is also very moving. I think, like a Chekhov play, Aaron Posner, the playwright, has gone out of his way so that there are no villains and there are no heroes to this play. Everyone is a struggling human being trying to get their life together and trying to find love and happiness. But nobody's actually the antagonist in this piece. It's a group of imperfect and very human people trying, desperately to make sense of their lives. So, and the play is very theatrical. There's singing. There's 5 songs in the original play. There's 8 songs in our production. There's, it moves in a lot of different stylistic modes. Although the acting is in general pretty much, pretty realistic. I've always felt like the theater is a safe place for human beings to gather as a community to explore the difficulties of being alive, the challenges of being a human being, and to celebrate those difficulties and challenges, And so I feel like the theater is a place where we can look at very dark things. And from the beginning with the ancient Greeks, they were looking at, fratricide and family incest and really taboo subjects, but somehow because it was in the context of theater, and it was a presentation of a narrative, people felt safe to be exploring those things. So I feel like the theater is a really important voice for people to understand their experience. And as we become more and more and more addicted to various media, and everything is involving machinery, it's involving robots, the theater is a very kind of old school, organic, live people in a real room with live people in a real room. And I think that that continues to be its tremendous power and why it speaks to people so directly. And so I think it's important, perhaps more than it ever was in history, in terms of keeping this lively message alive, and for people to be able to experience this, the act of theater, the act of sort of telling a story in a room and becoming other people, is a kind of metaphor for the lives that we lead anyway. We're all putting our costumes on in the morning, going out and playing whatever role we've chosen in terms of our work or our career or our schooling. So I think the theater is sort of the great metaphor for the human experience. And I think, therefore it remains, and I imagine will continue to remain, vitally important to our human experience here on Earth. Chekhov's play has 11 characters. It takes place, originally in 1884 when it was written. And it's an ensemble piece. There's 4 acts. Each act is an extended scene. And no character in Chekhov's play dominates the action. It really is an ensemble piece. A couple of the characters are smaller, but there really is not a leading figure in the drama. This particular adaptation, Stupid Fucking Bird, is pretty much focused on the young author Conrad and his story. So it sort of does have a prominent figure, although it's still an ensemble piece. Chekhov's piece has a couple of very small monologues and one rather large monologue for the author. This play has a big monologue for every character. So Chekhov's play is, 4 extended scenes that each are an act. This play is 27 different scenes. So it's quite different in the way it's structured. And Chekhov's play has a very definitive tragic ending, which is not the way this play ends. Aaron Posner has sort of defiantly said, we're not going to end with this tragic ending, we're going to end with a consideration of whether that would be a good idea or not. So he leaves you intentionally hanging. He also allows a couple of the characters to find happiness in this play, whereas in Chekhov's original play, nobody actually gets very happy by the end of it. Everybody kind of is in a downward trajectory. But in this play, a couple of the characters really learn and get their lives together. So it's a slightly different play in terms of theme, and it's a little bit more hopeful in its resolution. There's different things we've crafted that I think are really fun. And there's a moment where the play within a play in the opening act falls apart, and Conrad, the young playwright, cancels his play and orders his actress off the stage, castigates his mother for being so rude to him. And then in our production, he just hits this gong with all his might. So the whole room is reverberating with this pretty powerful gong. And then he runs off to the theater going, bucket, bucket, bucket. And he's wrapped himself up with all the Christmas lights and these pieces of setting that he was using for the play within a play. So this sort of illuminated Christmas ornament wandering through the theater saying, bucket, bucket, bucket. I'm pretty charmed by that moment. I'm pretty excited by it. There's a lot of moments in this play that I love. I mean, I really do love this play, but that one I thought was, it's one that I look forward to in each rehearsal. My name's Robert Pryor. I'm the director of the show, Stupid Fucking Bird, and I want to invite you to our performances, which are beginning on the 19th of November. It's a very exciting show. It's a very grown-up show. It's a funny show and a moving show, and I hope I see you there.